right, so my ink on my butterflies is dry. We're ready to put our card together. One thing I wanted to mention first though is you will probably get some alcohol ink on your dies from cutting them. You can clean this off with just some isopropyl alcohol or some permanent stamp cleaner. Make sure that you completely wipe them off before, and dry them off or whatever before using them again. So I've got my stamp positioned here where I want it to go. I like to stamp my sentiment first before gluing on the card, so if something happens to go wrong, I can just swap out the card base. And I also like to use a positioner for this so that if by chance it doesn't stamp perfectly the first time, and it did, I can re-stamp it. I can just re-ink that stamp and it'll be positioned in the exact same spot, and I will know that I can position it in the, or I can stamp in exactly the same spot. So let's move that out of the way. I'm just gonna crease this a little bit better. There we go. So I want this big butterfly here in the center. So before I glue them down, I'm just gonna position that one there. I want that one there. And I'm gonna do this guy here. I'm trying to go from green to the purple or the pink. All right, so I'm gonna glue this one down, and I'm only gluing the body down. And this will likely move and shift a little bit as I am gluing the rest of them down, because I'm not waiting for the glue to dry, but that's also okay because I want to be able to move and adjust as I'm working on them. And if you wanted, you could glue them down flat, but I like the dimension having the wings pop up gives it. I am trying to stay within the edges of the card though. And I'm also trying to make sure that they're not all facing the exact same way. So I'm using the Distress Collage medium again. Once again, I like it because it is clear, and if anything seeps out or anything moves and my glue isn't in the same spot, it is going to be completely matte and you'll never know that there's glue there. And there we go. So I'm going to let that completely dry, but I love the movement of the butterflies on the card. I've got my second background here just drying, waiting for the next card. I'm just going to be using it in the same way as this, but just creating embellishments for some of the other cards.